Dear viewers across the globe, most welcome to my channel World Conflict Zone. Saudi Arabia and Pakistan are back on track. This is the oil wisher to each other. Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan is visiting Saudi Arabia at the personal invitations of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Pakistan Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa arrived in Riyadh ahead of this high-profile visit to lay the groundwork for what is being described by the media as a major boost in Saudi-Pakistan ties, especially in terms of economic, trade and environmental cooperations. This augurs well for the two brotherly countries as their historic friendships faced an unfortunate rupture last year. Luckily, the leadership on both sides was resilient enough to see through the challenge and bring Saudi-Pakistan ties back on track. To be sure, this resilience is rooted in the people-to-people relationships, which eventually helps them overcome temporary glitches and sustain cooperation on issues of mutual concern and interest. This time is no different, and here is why. Soon after his elections as Prime Minister in August 2018, Khan was able to develop a personal relationships with the Crown Prince. He travelled to Saudi Arabia twice in the next 2 months, the second time at the personal invitations of the Crown Prince to attend the Future Investment Initiative Conference as part of Saudi Vision 2030. Khan had inherited a serious balance of payment crisis, so Saudi Arabia took the lead in offering a financial relief package of $6.2 billion, including $3 billion in loans and $3.2 billion deferred oil payment facilities. Taking a cue from Riyadh, the United Arab Emirates followed suit by offering $6 billion in additional support to Pakistan. When the Saudi Crown Prince visited Pakistan in February 2019, he was personally driven by Khan to the Prime Minister's house in Islamabad, up on the hill in Islamabad. In another example that symbolized the personal chemistry between the two charismatic leaders, the Crown Prince cheerfully told the Pakistani Premier, "I am sure I am your ambassador in Saudi Arabia." Later in the year, the Crown Prince would offer his personal plan to Khan to fly to New York for the United Nations Summit, and even while Saudi-Pakistan ties briefly experienced a bad spell in 2020, Khan declared Pakistan and Saudi Arabia will always remain close friends. That historic visit to Pakistan by Crown Prince bin Salman in 2019 witnessed a major transition in Saudi-Pakistan strategic relations in the economic sphere with the announcement of $20 billion of Saudi investment in Pakistan, including a $10 billion Aramco oil refinery and petrochemical complex in the strategic port city of Guador. The rest of the investment were in the mining and renewable energy sectors. This was in parallel with the effort to sign the free trade agreement to increase the volume of bilateral trade, which was over $2 billion. In the past, the two nations cooperated closely in security and geopolitical matters, and Saudi economic help was confined to oil concessions. Now, For the first time, the kingdom was increased in the long-term economic development of Pakistan. In particular, the choice of Ecuador for such an investment stakes indicated the Saudi inclination to join the wider regional integrations network, the China-Pakistan economic corridor. In the natural order of things, the next logic step would have been to jointly work out development plans for the proposed Saudi economic project in Pakistan. Unfortunately, international forces inimical to Saudi Arabia's exceptional positions in the Muslim world and the historic Saudi-Pakistan alliance could not digest the fact that the two brotherly nations were taking their relationships to a different level, where their interest could be geo-economical intertwined in futures. What happened next in a sad part of our current history, which is not worth recalling. What is worth stating, however, is that Saudi Arabia is and will remain the heart of Islam for the Muslim of the world, and no other country can come such a right. That the organizations of Islamic Cooperation OIC is the sole representative body of 57 Muslim countries, and no attempt to create an alternative Muslim bloc will ever succeed. And of course, the fact that Saudi-Pakistan ties are well rooted in the love and affections that their people have for each other, and hence no conspiracy can hamper their organic evaluations as historic partners. That is why the false narrative regarding the OIC's role in Kashmir did not take hold for long. That is why the dismal portrayal of Saudi economic support for Pakistan finally failed the test of times. Fortunately, both nations had formal and informal channels of communications to overcome any instance of grave misunderstandings or this deliberate information impacting their relationships. Their bond is unbreakable as it is founded on the will of the two people. Hence, the two brotherly nations have always stood soldiers to soldier with each other in difficult times. From defending the sanctity of the two holy mosques to defending the scourge of terrorism, Pakistan has always been a key Saudi partner. Likewise, Saudi Arabia has never disappointed Pakistan when it is faced with hard time, be it wave of terrorism post 9/11 or the devastating earthquake of 2005. The two countries also closely cooperate to achieve peace and stability in Afghanistan. The current or emerging Saudi engagement in Pakistan reflect the same spirit of, of camaraderie with Islamic root. In retrospect, what the visit of Prime Minister Khan to Jeddah show is that the relationships between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan is back to the level it was at when the Crown Prince visited Islamabad more than 2 years ago. Decisions by Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates to roll over 2 billion loans to next year implies the resumptions of their respective financial relief package, which Pakistan desperately needs to ward off the devastating effect of the third wave of the coronavirus pandemic. The visit is expected to kick-start work on the 20 billion Saudi development project in Pakistan, especially the Aramco oil refinery and petrochemical complex in Guadalajara. To boost bilateral trade, a comprehensive customs cooperation accord is also reportedly on the agenda. Moreover, General Bajwa's almost week-long interactions with his Saudi counterpart and the recent appointment of retired Lieutenant General Bilal Akbar as Pakistan's ambassador to Saudi Arabia will ensure enhanced coordinations in defense and strategic relationships between the two countries. In fact, this time the relationship is expected to deliver deeper cooperations beyond defense and economy on issue of climate change in the particular. Khan shares the visions of the Crown Prince as set out in the recently announced Saudi Green and Green Middle East initiatives, which align with the High Government's Clean and Green Pakistan's initiatives. And luckily, this promising moment in Saudi-Pakistan ties is occurring amid a favorable turnaround in regional geopolitics, marked by the Saudi olive branch to Iran and the end of the Qatar crisis and the India-Pakistan ceasefire in Kashmir. This development surely open up diplomatic space for Saudi Arabia and Pakistan to concentrate their joint effort for economic development and regional stability. So this is the relations between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. This is the long-standing relationships since the independence of the Pakistan 14 August 1947. So we wish the good relation between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia long last.